This is a cover plate for an original MOEN mixing valve. This valve is for the shower or the tub, or the shower and tub. Inside of this cover, you will find a valve body that looks like this. This is where your handle is right here. Got hot water coming in one side, cold water coming in the other. The bottom one goes out to your tub, and the top one goes out to your shower head. This is what the inside of that valve looks like. So inside of the valve, you've got hot water, cold water. This is the cartridge that mixes the hot and the cold water. So as this turns, you can see the hole that lets cold water in or lets hot water in. Well, the only thing that seals the cold water from the hot water and separates it is this O-ring right here. In this particular cartridge, the O-ring is flat. And you can see that the body is worn. If you look really close, right here, you'll see little areas that are worn. The body is worn out. A new cartridge will not repair this valve. So if you've got one of these valves, it's 60 years old. It's got a 10-year life expectancy. You need to replace it with a Delta number 10,000. This is the valve body. You will also get with that the cartridge that goes inside of the body is a temperature and pressure compensating cartridge. This is an American-made Delta. So if you've got an American-made Delta, this is what your shower or tub valve is going to look like. So the reason your shower valve is important, we're going to call it a shower valve, but it is either a tub or a shower valve. The hot and cold water basically deadhead at this point. So it's the same pipe going through, but you've got hot on one side, cold on the other. So when this gasket goes bad, now essentially the hot water is going into the cold pipe, or the cold water is going into the hot pipe, depending on which side has lower pressure. So for instance, if you don't have a stoppage in this area, okay, your neighbor turns on the hot water, the cold water from this side is going to rush into this pipe and go into the system and go into your neighbor's shower or tub. So because you've got an old valve, now your neighbor cannot get a consistent temperature in their shower. Sometimes they will never get warm water if this is leaking. They will always get the cold water because they're turning the warm up. Pressure's lower on this side. The cold water wins out and pushes through. So it's very important to replace this valve. This valve has a life expectancy of 10 years. If you've got this valve, it's 60 years old. It should have been replaced 6 times already. I tell a lot of people, if you can think about how many cars you've owned in the last 60 years, and why have you bought a new car and not a new shower valve? So get yourself a new shower valve. Another reason that it's important is these things, as they deteriorate, they create other leaks. So here is one that is basically, this is a tub and shower valve. So you got the hot on one side, the cold on the other. This one goes up to your shower head. This one would have gone to the tub spout, but someone put a plug in there, okay? So it works as just a shower valve. But you can see this plug's starting to leak. We had one 2 weeks ago where this plug popped out and it flooded 4 units below. The gentleman that owned this shower head ended up having to remodel the 3 units below him. So very, very expensive to remodel. It would have been easier if he would have just put a new shower valve.